What's up everyone, this is Dev. In this video I'm going to show you how I create CI/CD pipelines for my projects. I use GitHub Actions for building the pipelines, hence in this video I'll be using the same. However, there are other technologies using which you can build CI/CD pipelines like Jenkins, GitLab CI/CD, etc. Now let me give you a quick introduction to CI/CD. Both CI/CD files include a set of actions that you would like to trigger when a certain condition is achieved. For instance, whenever you push a code to your branch and raise a PR to integrate the changes from your development branch to master branch, you want to make sure that the code is well tested and/or you want to follow proper coding standards. To automate all these activities, you can list these activities in your CI file and make the CI file trigger whenever you raise the PR to merge the changes into the master branch. Similarly, whenever you merge your code into the master branch, you want to make sure that the new changes are deployed and ready for the users to use. To automate the steps for deploying the updates, you can list all those steps in your CD file and the file will be triggered as soon as you merge the PR and the master branch has the updated code. Lastly, hence CI stands for continuous integration and CD stands for continuous deployment or continuous delivery. Moving forward, since I use GitHub Actions, I write CI/CD files in .yaml format. You need to store these files in .github/workflows directory. I will open my CI file to walk you through its content. First, you declare the name of the workflow, which can be anything. Since this is my CI file, I name it CI. Secondly, you declare the events whenever you want to trigger this workflow using on. There are two events when I want this workflow to be triggered: when a PR is raised for merging into the master branch and when the code is directly pushed to the development branch. Further, there are multiple ways to declare environment variables. If there are multiple places you want to use this environment variable, you can declare it here at the top. Otherwise, if there are any credentials that you just don't want anyone else to see, like AWS or Azure secret keys, you can declare them as GitHub secrets. This way, even a fellow developer would not be able to see its value. However, one thing to notice here is that once you store this variable in GitHub secret, you would never be able to see its value again. There are just two options. Either you can update the value of the key or delete the key. Finally, now you start declaring all the jobs you want to perform in your CI file. All the actions like running the unit test or lint test are called jobs. The first job which I declared is lint. Again, you can name this anything you want. Also, you can write the name of your job. After that, you need to specify the VM in which you want to run this job. Usually, I use Ubuntu to run all my jobs. Further, you define all the steps you need to perform for that job. This actions/checkout at v3 is a predefined GitHub action which I call to clone the repo into the VM. Then in the next step, I need to install a node in my VM. Hence I called actions/setup node at v3 which does the job. These are the two steps that are common for all the jobs. Once we have the repo cloned and the node installed, now we want to install the dependencies for the project using npm. I use npm CI versus npm install here since CI is used for clean installing all the dependencies, which means it installs the exact version of the package that I use while developing the application. Lastly, I run the lint test using npm scripts. In case there is an error while running the test, this CI action will be stopped running further. Hence, the developer who wrote this code and raised a PR will know about it before the code is merged into master branch. Furthermore, I have a job to look at any lint errors in my Docker file, followed by a job to run all the unit tests, integration tests, and finally the job which creates a Docker image of my application using Dockerfile and pushes it to Docker Hub. These are the ways you can use your credentials stored in GitHub secrets. Now this is cd.yaml, which is for the deployment task. As you can see, this workflow is set to trigger when a tag is pushed. This file builds the image of the application and pushes it to the Amazon ECR. Further, update the ECS task definition with the new image ID and deploy the updated task definition to the specific Amazon ECS cluster. Lastly, for the demonstration of workflow, let me update some content of the README file and it should trigger the CD pipeline. You can check the pipeline trigger from the Actions tab on the top. That's all, folks. Thank you so much for listening. Hope this information helps you.